All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Was reading some of that wrestling news, ladies and gentlemen, and we got some releases, folks. We got different kind of news. We got the cat going psychotic as usual there. We got some AEW news. We got a little Raw review. All that and more, folks. I mean, it's Wednesday night with Wrestling Jesus. We're getting ready to rock, folks. I just chased away the cat there. We got Nicholas Blythe in the chat. Sup, WJ? We got Christian Barrero there. All righty, says Christian, folks. The cat's about to strike, folks. He's just going to bite me, and then he's going to hopefully move on with his fucking life there. All right. Christian, I'm happy they fired the namer of names, William Regal. Cool man 952. Sup, WJ? What's up, cool man? So yes, folks, we got some releases there. The Smarks crying like always, says Christian. Yes. Apparently, I don't know why they would be crying over these names there. We got Summer of 92. Yo, WJ. Master Monster Regal is a UK overrated wrestler. Nicholas Blythe. Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. Cool man, Smarks are mad that Braun Breaker won the title. We're going to talk about Braun Breaker after, folks, there. So, yes, big releases, ladies and gentlemen. And these are the two biggest names there, starting with the Road Dogg. The people hated Road Dogg on SmackDown as the writer. I remember this. Weren't the Smarks upset that Road Dogg fire Road Dogg? Wasn't that a Twitter hashtag thing a couple of years ago? Fire Road Dogg, hashtag Fire Road Dogg. That was being tweeted all over the place. And now Road Dogg gets fired like they were asking, and suddenly they're pissed off. We love the Road Dogg. We love him. Weren't you asking for him to get fired a couple of years ago there or whatever? But you love him suddenly. It depends on the narrative, folks. You know what I mean? So there's a perfect example. They were attacking the company a few years ago. Fire Road Dogg. Fuck you, WWE. I'm mad at you because of Road Dogg. Fire Road Dogg. And now, because of the AEW narrative, I'm upset at you, WWE, because you fired Road Dogg. Which is it, you fucking goofs? You know what I mean? Get a fucking grip there. Master Munster, Smarks are never happy. Exactly. They're only happy when they talk shit about WWE on Twitter. That's the highlight of their day or whatever. That and when they jack off to Hook or whatever it is they're jacking off to. You know what I mean? So Road Dogg, you know, as far as wrestling, he's finished. Apparently, y'all didn't like him as a writer a few years ago. You wanted him to get fired, so you know you got your wish. Road Dogg got released there. William Regal, ladies and gentlemen, released. He was the guy of NXT or whatever. The Smarks also hate NXT. Yes, you know what I mean. On Twitter, they say AEW rules, NXT sucks. Fuck NXT, but they're upset that Regal got released. What do you care? You don't watch the show. If you don't watch the show, why you're upset he got released? Y'all were saying NXT in the mud. Fuck NXT. You know what I mean? And Regal was on that show as a big figurehead. You know what I mean? And y'all were saying fuck the show. So if Regal on NXT didn't get any viewership and it wasn't working, and y'all were all over the internet saying fuck NXT, then they're gonna let him go if he wasn't getting any viewership. And if it wasn't working, and if y'all were saying fuck this show, they're gonna get rid of him, you know. So William Regal gone anyway. What can they do with him at this stage? You know what I mean? What are they supposed to do with him? Somebody called Chris Guy, aka Ace Steel. Somebody posted a list in the Wrestling Jesus group there. He wrote that Ace Steel was apparently the coach of CM Punk. I don't know. Um, William Regal would draw more than Adam Page as AEW champ. They could have used Regal as a manager on Raw or SmackDown, manage a British wrestler or something. That could have been good there. Regal in the Harley Race role kind of deal there with a young British upstart wrestler or something, and he interferes in matches, but they just did this cornball NXT general manager thing with Regal there. So, but Ace Steel, I don't know who the fuck he is. Smarks killed wrestling. How long until Regal is on the AEW? 90 days there, probably. 90 days. Maybe they'll use him as a manager. Like he could talk. He was a great in ring wrestler, but he was very good talker. Regal. He would have won the WWE belt if he didn't get caught with the fucking dope or whatever. He was, but that was fucking 15, 20 years ago or whatever. However long it was, 10 plus years, when he had won the King of the Ring and he was in line for the world title there. And then everything fell apart because of dope, but that's a long time ago. But he could have been used as a manager on commentary. Maybe they're going to do something with him like that. But Ace Steel, apparently the coach of CM Punk or something like this, 2008, so 13 years ago. He could probably still wrestle, you know what I mean? Um, Ranjin Singh, the former manager. I didn't even know this guy was still employed or whatever. Ranjin Singh, the former manager of Great Khali or whatever. Ranjin, sing for me, Ranjin. Sing for me about how you're a jobber. Oh, Ranjin. Um, Ryan Katz. Never heard of her, whatever. Apparently a producer of some sort, Ryan Katz. Let me get online and rage about this there. Wrestling RIP. I remember 2008 Regal having lots of heat. Well, he got himself in great shape. He was cutting awesome promos. He was king of the ring. He had the long blonde hair thing going on. He looked like he was fucking ready to be the champ, man, you know? That's another mistake in wrestling that William Regal didn't get to be the champ, you know? That's another thing that should have happened that didn't happen or whatever. Um, so Ryan Katz, producer, who the fuck knows who he is there? Referee Scott Armstrong, the brother of Road Dogg or whatever. I don't know what happened with Road Dogg, but they got rid of him and his brother there. Get out of here, you and your stinking brother. Get out of here, the both of yous. Regal and Barrett both should have been champ. Barrett, too, I thought he was going to be a champ. A writer called George Carroll got released. No! Georgie! Georgie! Um, Former NXT Tag Champions Timothy Thatcher and Danny Burch. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out or whatever. If I remember, these are a couple of guys from NXT UK or something. Prototype 2.0. All righty. I think this Danny Burch was a guy from NXT UK, just some plain guy with a beard or whatever. They all have beards on the NXT UK there. Apart from Dragonov, who's not old enough to grow a beard or whatever, there looks like Darby Allin or something. Um, you know, a lot of these guys from NXT UK are fucking boring. You know what I mean? How much how much viewership does this shit get on the network there, NXT UK? Like 25,000. Who watches this? I don't even think British fans watch this shit. You know what I mean? I never hear anybody talking about NXT UK. I just see WWE post some clips that nobody clicks on, right? And there's three, four people in the comments. I don't know. Allison Danger, folks. No fucking clue who she is. I sense danger. I'm gonna lose my job or whatever. And Hideki Suzuki. Hideki Suzuki. Is this a real name there? Apparently, according to the list in the Wrestling Jesus group, this was a recruit of Diamond Mine or something. Hideki Suzuki. Yee. So there you go. These people are released. You know what I mean? It's not like this is going to affect the show in any way. It's not going to bother me personally that Danny Burch is gone there, whoever the fuck he is there. But it bothers people on Twitter, folks. I mean, they're very upset that Sam or Ryan Katz is gone, folks. I'm outraged. Referee Scott Armstrong, he's gone. George Carroll, you got rid of Georgie. I mean, like, who gives a shit? Like, to be honest, companies got to get rid of people like this. You can't keep everybody employed all the time. Boxers, they get rid of them. UFC, how many fighters come in for a few fights and then they never come back? It's part of the business, show business or anything like this. People are in and out. You know what I mean? How long are they supposed to keep Regal until he's 70 years old or what? Let's be real. You know what I mean? Like, but if you check your timeline, you're gonna see some British channels on here. They released Danny Burch. How can you let go of Don? Danny Bench, Timothy. I love Timothy. You know, none of you give a shit about him on NXT UK. None of y'all give a fuck about him on NXT. When's the last time you see somebody write that, you know, Danny Burch is a part of my top 10 or whatever? Well, I'm a big fan of Timothy. You don't see this, you know. But when they get released, boy, and the Dave Meltzer narrative, the spin has to come out there. Timothy, I love you. I mean, it's embarrassing. The wrestling has become embarrassing. Now you guys are discrediting yourself there, like the Meltzers and AEW fans. Y'all make it look like if the WWE criticism is all fake and like propaganda. You know what I mean? People look at you, you hate Road Dogg when it suits you to attack WWE. You want him gone. But when it comes to attacking WWE this week, you're mad because he's gone. Like, y'all have no credibility. You know what I mean? Speaking of no credibility, folks, WWE Raw, ladies and gentlemen. A little 2-day-old Raw review, folks. We're going to get through this real fast there because it's a 2-day-old, folks. So if I don't get to the Raw review on Tuesdays, I might do it live on Wednesday nights, you know. Or sometimes I'll post some 2-day-olds in the Wrestling Jesus group or whatever. There are a couple of 2-day-olds in the WJ group. I remember donut shops, they would sell 2-day-old donuts or whatever. Some 2-day-olds there. So basically, you had Paul Heyman with Brock. Brock was standing on top of a little, like a podium thing. I don't know if he was standing on the steps or whatever. I didn't really pay attention to what he was standing on there, but he was standing on some kind of, he was standing on something there, and Heyman said that Brock was going to compete at the Rumble. He's going to fight the winner of the Fatal 4-Way or whatever. And then later on, Bobby Lashley won the Fatal 4-Way, defeated Big E, Seth, and Kevin Owens. So we're getting Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, folks, at the Royal Rumble. And honestly, I'm a little hyped about this match there. I'm happy for Bobby Lashley. You know what I mean? I'm happy that he went back to WWE and became the champ. I remember when he was TNA champ, and I sent him some tweets. Bobby, you got to go back to WWE. And he replied to me, you know, thanks, but I'll do what I want. I was like, Bobby, you got to go back. You still got it. You know? And I was right, folks. And he won the championship, and now he's going up against Brock. It's possible Brock squashes. It's probable that Brock squashes Bobby Lashley, and then maybe it's champ versus champ at Mania. Or, folks, like after the Fatal 4-Way, they cut to the back. You see Brock there, and he says, like, he looks at the match, he sees that Bobby wins, and then he says, tell Roman I'll see him on Friday or whatever. So the shit with Roman and Brock isn't finished. So what if it's Brock versus Bobby, right? Roman Reigns interferes and then Bobby wins. You know what I mean? And then Bobby becomes a two-time champ. He becomes legit. He beats Brock Lesnar, but he does it because Roman interferes, right? So then Brock can still look strong heading into a big fucking main event. If Bobby wins, then Brock gets screwed. Then he's triple pissed at Roman, which sets up the match, folks. I mean, put the belt on Bobby, ladies and gentlemen. He needs it more there, especially if Brock is going to win the belt on SmackDown. I think this is the first time in my life of watching Lesnar, and I want the other guy to win. You know what I mean? Because like I'd still be happy if Brock won, right? But Brock doesn't really need to win. If Roman interferes, you know what I mean? Then it's doable, right? And Bobby could be elevated, and then Brock can keep doing the shit he's supposed to do on SmackDown. So win-win, folks. I mean, put the belt on Bobby there. But if Brock retains, you know, I'd be happy too with it. Not as happy, but I'd be okay with it, I guess. Um, then you had Mr. McMahon and Austin Theory or whatever. So more of McMahon and his young protege, and Austin Theory is going to be in the Rumble. Um, Obviously, he's not going to win this there, but people in the comments on WWE's, Austin Theory might win the Rumble. You know what I mean? Most people are like, because of seeing McMahon with this kid, it creates a big aura for him, and fans are buying into it. You know what I mean? You see the comments. Oh, this kid, he has a future. All it takes is McMahon appearing with him. That's the missing ingredient in WWE is McMahon. McMahon is the god of promos. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks that all you see online is fucking goofs talking shit about him there to try to look cool. Nobody ever talks about how great he was during the Attitude Era and everything with the promos and shit. It's just goofballs claiming that he's lost his mind or whatever. He makes more money than he's ever made, and he's still the most viewed wrestling show on TV. You know what I mean? So he's doing something right. But it feels good to see McMahon on television, whether you like him or not. Vic Vopper, Hangman, not a credible champion or a credible cowboy. He's not a believable cowboy. Clint Eastwood was a cowboy or whatever. Look at Clint Eastwood's face and look at Hangman Page. Hangman looks like a fucking goof compared to Clint Eastwood or whoever. John Wayne there. Look at an old cowboy movie and look at what a real cowboy is supposed to look like there. And then look at this goofball Hangman Page. He looks like just a fucking a little clown there. He don't look like a real cowboy. You had Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan or whatever. Becky down talking to Liv Morgan. Morgan standing up for herself or whatever there. Bianca Belair comes out. And then Morgan and Bianca, they're apparently going to wrestle. The winner gets to fight Becky, so they both team up and throw Becky Lynch out. And then they start brawling between each other. And then later on, Dewdrop appears in the back, and she gets in the face of Sonya Deville and the other guy there, the WWE officials there. She gets in their face, calls him grandpa and stuff, and she says she wants to be in the match. So it's going to be a triple threat: Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, and Dewdrop. And the winner gets to fight Becky Lynch. So I don't hate Dewdrop, you know what I mean? That was there was a couple of big women back in the day, you know, Berta Faye and a couple of other big women there. Dewdrop, she's a big woman, but it's I don't know if she's champion material there, but we'll see how it goes, I guess. I don't think she's gonna beat Becky Lynch there, but I don't think she'll win the triple threat either. But Morgan and Bianca both had matches against Becky, so maybe Dewdrop wins. But we'll see what happens there. We had The Miz and Maryse cutting a promo. Edge and Beth Phoenix come out. So it's official. We're getting this tag team match: Miz and Maryse against Edge and Beth Phoenix. Honestly, folks, I kind of want the Miz to win. You know what I mean? Like I liked Edge. I like Edge. I'm not against Edge. I'm not like anti-Edge there. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Former world champion, Canadian, you know, attitude era. But to be honest, it's not doing anything for me. Edge has come back. You know, he had good matches in ring. He's doing okay. Good matches against Randy Orton, stuff like this. I think Randy Orton was having great matches against Edge, Drew McIntyre. Orton was on fucking fire, and now he's in the tag division. The fuck, you know what I mean? But it's to help out young talent. I understand that there, but Edge, I like the guy. He's doing good in the ring, but his character, there's something missing. You know what I mean? He's old. Like, people had complaints because of his age. I don't know if that's what it is. I don't want to dislike Edge because of his face, the old face. That's not it. It's a lack of character. Like, the main event for WrestleMania, he was cutting weird promo. It's like he's a face, but he seems like a dick at the same time. It's like it's weird. I think Edge should just go full on heel. You know what I mean? He was always better as a heel. Um, Summer of '92 Riddle is cool. He just goes over the top with the cornball sometimes. I like Riddle as well there. Um, but Edge, there's something missing. It's like it's weird. It's bland. The way he's acting, him and Beth Phoenix. Like, I'm sorry, but I like Maryse a lot more than Beth Phoenix. Not just because she's a French Canadian like the Wrestling Jesus and a trillion times hotter than Beth there, but like, you know, Maryse, she's been there the last 10 something years. Like Beth Phoenix coming out with some kind of weird haircut and weird ass fucking whatever the fuck kind of hairdo and outfit she was wearing there, looking bigger than Edge or whatever. There, I don't give two shits about Beth Phoenix in 2022. No offense to anybody. They're wrestling RIP. Nobody ever cared about Beth Phoenix. Exactly. Beat her car. Edge is missing Lita. He's missing something because this isn't for me personally just a 50-year-old guy acting bland or whatever. I'm better than you, Miz. I'm a bigger star than you. Well, all right. Well, Miz is entertaining with his promos and you're not. So maybe step up your fucking game on the mic or something. Bland fuck. I don't know. I like Edge, but goddamn, it's too bland. He needs to fucking step it up on the mic. I know I can't be the only one who feels like this. Like, come on, man. Alpha Academy defeated RK Bro, folks. So, like I said earlier, I guess Randy Orton putting over the young folk. And Chad Gable finally getting his big push, ladies and gentlemen. It's in the tag team division there. So Chad and Otis, they beat Orton and Riddle, but the belts weren't on the line, I think. So now they're going to get, I guess, a tag team title match. And then they're going to lose, ladies and gentlemen. Take it, Chad Gable. But Chad Gable and Otis, maybe it would be okay that they win the tag belts there. Not that the tag belts mean anything there, but drinking a drink here, folks. Cheeky Cherry, it's called Peace Tea, folks. Cheeky Cherry, ladies and gentlemen. God dang. There we go there. Hey! Random drink shot, folks. Omos defeated AJ Styles. I gotta punch my computer here, folks. It's going crazy there. Sometimes you gotta punch the computer a couple of times there, folks. Omos defeats AJ Styles. Honestly, I feel bad for AJ. You know what I mean? I understand, obviously, he's not going to beat the Giant, right? They have a new Giant. AJ has to lose against the Giant or whatever, but I think they could have done more than this. You know what I mean? Snowberry is the best flavor, says Motionless Zombie. I've had the Snowberry, and they're cheap, big can like this for 89 cents around here. 150 calories for a giant can. But I think they could have done more. Maybe put this on the pay-per-view or something like that. I don't know. There, Omasi is. It's not like he's great in ring. He's not. He's never going to be great in ring, nor should he be. You know what I mean? But I think they could have done a little bit more with this, build it up a little, and have AJ do a bit more in the match, maybe. I don't know. But Omos just pretty much walked all over AJ, 1, 2, 3, and Damian Priest defeated Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler and Damian Priest could you put a match on that I could give a fuck less about? Like, honestly, like Dolph Ziggler at this stage of the game, who the fuck cares? You know what I mean? The fuck kind of bullshit is this? There, such terrible. Like this guy with his storyline, it's the crazy eyes there and the face. Damian Priest, and it's like it's count out, it's disqualification. And then it's another match again. Damian Priest wins or whatever. Like, who fucking cares? I actually wanted Ziggler to win. Priest is that boring to me, says Diabolical. Schwarzenegger, Damian Priest is a unique and interesting character. Exactly, like, what kind of gimmick are they giving this guy that he just, like, they're like, oh, it's Damien. The Damien is coming out, and it's straight up just a retarded face. You know what I mean? Like, it's straight up just a retarded face. Okay, like this there. Like, what the fuck? For real. In 2022, you know what I mean? WWE, all the fucking gimmicks that they've had over the years, The Undertaker, all of these gimmicks there, the characters, this and that. All right, Damian Priest, we're going to have a character for you, some kind of evil from within kind of bullshit that's been done 1,000 times there. And you're going to make retard face. You're going to get upset. You're going to make retard face. Really, that's the best they can come up with for this guy. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck? Like, so because his name is Damien or something, and Damien, according to some people, some religious people believe that there was the son of the devil, like the devil from the Bible. Some people believe that he had a son. Like, it's possible you've heard your grandparents talk about this Damien, the son of Lucifer, or whatever, shit like this. So because he has a gimmick, because his name is Damien, basically they give him this retarded Satan gimmick. Okay? This retarded evil from within gimmick. And that's all it is retard face. Okay, what is this? Is this really the best that they can come up with? You know what I mean? And somebody told me a few months ago, oh, it's from a movie, some kind of movie. You've never seen the movie with Damien. Any kind of character from a movie or whatever there with the name Damien, it's going to be based off of the son of the devil. That's where the story of Damien comes from. But I wonder what movie was this person talking about? Like, was that the gimmick in the movie? Oh, they took this character from a movie. Was that really the movie? A guy making retard face. You know what I mean? I can only picture this movie now. A couple of guys, they walk into a fucking dark mansion or something. It's an abandoned place. It looks very scary. Beware. I can sense a presence. Oh my God, there's Damien now. And it's a guy that comes up. Damien, stop. Not again with the face, please. Is this the movie that you were talking about? Like, what kind of character is that? You know what I mean? I don't know what this is. I don't know what he's doing. But you can't get any more lazy creative than that. Just a fucking retard face. His name is Damien. Damien coming out, and it's a mongoloid face. And you want to take this and put him against Dolph Ziggler. Like, the fuck am I watching? You know what I mean? This Damian Priest there, I don't know if people like him. I don't know what the deal is there. But he's boring. He's old. I think this guy's in his 40s. He's boring on the mic. He's weird in the ring. He's got something weird with his legs. It's like he's not steady on his legs. It's like two broomsticks trying to carry a 300-pound frame. You know what I mean? The guy's like 6'6", but he's 120 pounds soaking wet. He's big. He's got big arm and stuff, but he's got weird legs, and it's like he's not steady. He moves weird. His face is weird. I don't know. I don't know where they're going with this. You know what I mean? At least he's tall. I don't know, but. And then in other stuff, folks, Dana Brooke and Reggie defeated Tamina Snuka and Tozawa. Can you get any more random and shitty match than this? Like, Tamina Snuka and Tozawa. The fuck is this? They don't have anything better they can do with these people. If there's anybody that should be released, it should be these guys, for God's sake. Tamina Snuka. Are they keeping her around because of her father? Her father killed somebody. Fuck. Release these people. Reggie. Send him back to the circus where he belongs. There. Apparently, he came from Cirque du Soleil. Send him to AEW. He could be the king of the flippers over there or whatever. He's like a human dolphin or whatever. What the fuck is this guy? He looks like a fucking goof and a half. Dana Brooke, like, apparently this is her opportunity, the 24/7 retard championship. Like, enough there. Nobody cares there about any of these people. Tozawa was okay. He was a little funny at the beginning, but now it's like I don't know. Any of these people could get released there. They might be next or whatever. The Street Profits defeated Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz, folks. The Commander, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, maybe the Commander is going to be next to get released. I don't know. Apollo Crews, how he still has a job, I don't know there, but Carmella and Zelina Vega defeated Rhea Ripley and Nikki Cross. Nikki ASH, whatever the fuck she's called, folks. Yeah. So there's still some crap on the show, but it was better than it was last week. You had Brock on it, the big fatal 4-way. That's about it. A couple of okay things and some garbage. Overall, I'd say it was decent there. Overall, there. Not saying it was a great show, but just in between okay and decent there. So that's about it, folks. Let's talk a little bit about NXT. very rare. I talk about NXT there. They had the little like free pay-per-view kind of deal, their New Year's Evil. And Mandy Rose retained the championship. She defeated Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade. Mandy Rose looks spectacular on NXT. I think she's doing a good job as the champ. Raquel Gonzalez, a bigger girl, tall, thick, or whatever, like a bit of an Amazon girl there, but she's good looking enough for a girl her size. You know what I mean? There's something about her that I like there. Cora Jade, there's something about her I like, folks. And then you had Braun Breaker, folks, defeating Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT World Heavyweight Championship. Hold on a minute, folks. Sorry about that, folks. Braun Breaker defeats Tommaso Ciampa. Good match. Afterwards, there was a video on the internet of Rick Steiner celebrating with his son or whatever. They're nice to see that there, Rick Steiner, folks. I hope we get to see Scott Steiner on WWE TV at NXT. Anything, folks, to go along with Braun Breaker. He does the big flying bulldog like his dad, and then he ends it with the Steiner recliner. The other one taps out there. So I'm in full support of Braun Breaker or whatever there. And I hope he goes far. Carmelo Hayes defeats Roderick Strong. Who's Carmelo Hayes? I don't have a fucking clue. But he unified the North American Championship along with the Cruiserweight. And he's going to be known as the North American champ moving forward. And the Cruiserweight Championship is basically dead or whatever. So that's gone. Hopefully 205 Live is going to go away as well. You know what I mean? The Cruiserweight Championship making a show purple. Like, here's a shitty belt, and he went way too far with this Cruiserweight title, creating a whole division, a whole show for this. 205 Live. Who are you going to attract with a name like that? 205 Live. You know what I mean? Like, who's going to, a show about guys under 205 pounds? Man, this is what I like. As a guy that's only 204 pounds, I can relate to this show. I mean, it speaks to me. And all the people on the show were fucking garbage. Like, what was the point of this? And the show was all purple. It was stupid, And the show still exists, but the Cruiserweight belt is finished. It's dead. They're using 205 Live like it's another main event. Like, how many garbage shows do you need, for God's sake? Just get rid of this 205 Live. It didn't work. It's a fail. Kill it. Fuck. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the wrestling news or whatever. So, Rampage, folks. The New Year's Eve episode of Rampage, which featured the big female hardcore match or whatever there. You had, what was it again there? Anna J and Ty Conti versus the Bunny and somebody else in a big hardcore match with thumbtacks and all of that shit. Penelope Ford or whatever. So it was apparently one of the greatest matches of all times, folks. I enjoyed the match just because of Anna J and Ty Conti, you know what I mean? Because they look good or whatever. Do we need these girls to go through thumbtacks and flaming tables? You know what I mean? Just looking at Anna J was good enough. You know what I mean? I don't need a cliche hardcore match to be impressed with women wrestling. I don't want to see women get paralyzed. You know what I mean? Penelope Ford, she wants to impress the crowd. She fucking does a big backflip on the table, lands awkwardly. The table doesn't break. I know these women are good looking. They don't need to kill themselves. People will watch them just because of how they look. You know what I mean? But the match was okay. I got no complaints apart from the fact that there was no storyline to this. They appear 2-3 minutes on Rampage in forgettable moments. And apparently, this merits a giant death match. You know what I mean? So these girls, they put their neck on the line doing stuff that they're not qualified to do. You know what I mean? Neither of these girls are good in the ring. Let's face it, they're all green. The Bunny's been on TV and Impact, shit like this, but she's horrible in the ring. She's not athletic, the Bunny, you know? Um, a butterface, ladies and gentlemen, and not athletic there. The three others, they look good, but they're very green, you know. None of these girls should be doing shit like this, head bumps and stuff. It's very dangerous, you know what I mean? Look at on NXT there. The women on NXT, they look credible. They're presented strong. NXT Women's Championship, it's presented like it's a serious deal. You know what I mean? They don't have to do thumbtacks. The Bunny doing the splits with her vagina and the thumbtack, is that really necessary? Like, you know, who is gonna be turned on by this? That she does her vagina land in the thumbtack. Who's turned on by that? It just looks lowbrow. It looks lowbrow, you know what I mean? Like NXT women, they're well presented, stuff like this. They don't need to go that far. And they get treated by respectfully by the fans. And they don't have to kill themselves, you know. So what do they get for this rating or whatever? 453,000. Now they get a valid excuse. It's New Year's Eve or whatever, you know. But basically, it's the same rating that they get every week, 400 to 500,000. That's, you know, and that's basically a good indication of the actual number of quote unquote hardcore fans who are watching this. You know, Dynamite, you have some casuals watching it. We watch it. We make videos, so we watch it. You know, some people watch it. CM Punk, you know, not that many watch it for Punk. The ones that did come for Punk, they left, folks. But, you know, So basically, the hardcore fans, they're watching this on Friday. They all claim, oh, me, I'm very busy Friday. No, you're not. You're 300 pounds. You're a virgin. You're watching this on Friday. If they're out watching somewhere on Friday, they're gone to a show of Chikara or something. They're not out to get laid there. They're gone to watch GCW hardcore wrestling or whatever on Friday night. You know what I mean? They're not going out to Times Square to party, these people. They party with action figure of young bucks in their mother's basement. You know what I mean? They're jacking off to Adam Cole, folks. But between 400 something thousand to 500 something, that's the average for this show. It's the same number every week around. And that's about the number of legit indie slash hardcore who are watching this, because the casuals aren't watching this garbage. They watch Dynamite because it's relevant. If you're it's not relevant outside of the wrestling bubble there, but it's relevant in the YWC. So some of us watch it. Some of us casually watch it. You know what I mean? If they put on a main event of some sort, they get a bit more casual viewer. If there's nothing, they get 800,000. You know what I mean? So eventually, when it's going to crash and some of the casuals are going to stop watching, then you're going to end up with about 500,000 on Dynamite. You know what I mean? To match Rampage. I'm not saying this is going to happen this year or next year or whatever. But when casuals walk away, and it will happen at some point, you know, when they do walk away, then whatever number you get on Rampage, that's what you're going to get on Dynamite. Whatever number you're seeing now there, that represents the real hardcore fan base, the goofballs that pay big money to buy Young Buck t-shirt. They travel halfway across the country to see Honky Tonk Man against Jim Neidhart, against with Matt Jackson and the Triple Threat or something there. These are the people that are going to watch Friday, Saturday, Christmas, New Year. People who are hooked on wrestling like that, you know. Those are your hardcore fans. That's the number of hardcore, you know. And one day those numbers are going to meet, right? Dynamite and Rampage are going to meet somewhere once the casuals officially walk away from this garbage. Might happen in 5 years, might happen longer, might happen quicker, you know. Raw, ladies and gentlemen, got a 1.7 million viewership or whatever. Their little ratings bump because the draw, folks. Brock Lesnar there. So Raw was in the dumps, record lows around the 1.5. Brock comes in, brings in an extra 300,000. Needle mover, ladies and gentlemen. Move the needle there. Um, is it a big number? No, it's better than AEW, though, folks. 3.5 times bigger than Rampage. Hey, hey! Cody Rhodes, ladies and gentlemen, was in the news talking about storylines that he regretted or whatever. How he regretted the storyline with Anthony Agogo that he was fighting for black rights or whatever in his promo, and he's has a match against a black guy, stuff like this. That it was a weird fucking USA versus UK thing. He claims there was supposed to be a rematch in the UK or something. Fuck off. And he says, "Oh, I just want to forget about the whole thing." Yeah, so does everybody else. We want to forget about your wife on the show. We want to forget about a whole lot of other shit that you did on the show. You know what I mean? Him and his brother fucking bladed themselves. Meltzer gave him 5 stars there. What else did you do on since then? Nothing. Fuck, you know what I mean? Just made the show look bad. Um, he says his daughter was gonna be born because the daughter is black or whatever. So that's what made him do this mongoloid story there. Oh, it's because of my kid. Okay. Tony Khan, he said that one of his dream signings is coming soon. So who the fuck is this? You know what I mean? Dream signing. Who could this be? Zack Sabre Jr. or something? Like there was the big announcement of Christian Cage, and that was a giant fail. Big star coming. And it was 50-year-old Christian. So who's this gonna be? You know what I mean? Spectral MK Cody Rhodes failed at everything he did, yes. And apparently people were getting together. How did he call it again? Focus group promo. He needed a focus group to get together to help him with his promos. You know what I mean? And they still fucking suck. They were terrible. Apparently nobody had the guts to tell him the truth, and these these fucking whatever things, they're a fucking joke. But Tony Khan, one of his dream signing is coming soon. Is it the Japanese guy that's 60 years old? Who the fuck is going to be there? Spectral MK, the dream signing, is probably going to be some jobber who will never amount to anything. Diabolical, whoever it is going to be irrelevant within a month. Baron Von Noob, Cody Rhodes is the ultimate jobber who got by on his dad's name big time. That's fuck, Everything, every promo was about his dad, and then he would cry, and it was so see-through from the get-go. Like, quit using your dead father to get over, bud. You suck. You know what I mean? Y'all remember at the beginning, AEW fans, his father was good at coming up with stuff backstage. Cody Rhodes is going to be good like his father. Y'all remember these things when these psychopaths were saying this stuff that he was going to be good like his father. Get a fucking grip. Look how terrible he's been. Fuck. But because he's the son of Dusty Rhodes, they just assume he was going to be good at doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? Give me a goddamn break. Eddie Kingston says AEW should sign everybody. So basically, there's been a lot of concern, not just from critics, but from fans as well, who are saying, hey, you're bringing in, like, there's part of AEW fans, all they do is spend all their time on Twitter talking about AEW. They're fucking obsessed. Okay, they're deep And they're fucking dark and disturbed, these people, but a lot of them, all they do, sign Dano's in. Who is this freak? A guy looks like a fucking nutcase, looks like a weirdo, for God's sake. Sign Dano's in. Oh, maybe he's good, Dano's in. You know what? I don't want to see if he's good. He looks weird and creepy. You know what I mean? Just another fucking weirdo freak of some sort there that the indie fans like. Sign him. Sign that guy. Let me tell you what indie fans do, folks. Okay, indie fans, they go, it's all about hating WWE. You know, they hate everything about WWE with such a passion, folks, you know. And then they go to indie show, they watch anything that's not WWE, they adore it. You know, you can get a great match in WWE, it's not great enough. Meltzer says it was a bit too long or too short. The whole thing is garbage. You know what I mean? But anything else they worship and praise. Oh my God, so good. You know, but these indie fans, they go to indie shows. There's 30 people in the crowd. They're going to see a wrestler. You know, when you hear wrestlers, sometimes I've been wrestling since I'm 15 years old, 16 years old. And some of these wrestlers, they might be 15, 16, and they're wrestling. Some of them, they start wrestling, they're 18, and then they end up never making it. You know what I mean? They wrestle a couple of shitty little shows and then they quit or they get hurt or they go back to school or they do something else. You know what I mean? But these indie fans, they're going to go to a show like this. All right. They're going to go, they're going to see a guy in the ring, 16 years old. His name is the Great Dragon, folks. All right. And the Great Dragon, they go to this show. And this guy might not even be in the wrestling business 6 months down the line. You know what I mean? They go to an indie show. They're going to see the Great Dragon. Who's the Great Dragon? He's 16 years old, 125 pounds, wearing gym shorts and running shoes. And he's not even good in the ring. The indie fans, they look at a twerp like this. Oh my God, he's good. This is wrestling. This is better than WWE. You know, and half of these guys that they worship like this don't even stay in the wrestling business, you know? It's so retarded. And then they watch this, oh, Great Dragon, he's better than John Cena. And then you know what they do? They go on Twitter. Hey guys, I saw the Great Dragon. He's so good. I bought 5 of his t-shirts. It cost me $150. I worship the Great Dragon. I work 40 hours a week. I have a wife and 2 kids, but I'm worshiping a 15-year-old called Great Dragon. He's not good in the ring, but he's inside of a wrestling ring, so I give him the same respect that I would give Ric Flair, right? Because the Great Dragon, he's standing inside a ring. He must be a real wrestler like Steve Austin there. You know, it don't matter. There's only 6 people in attendance and the guy can't wrestle. He's an indie wrestler and this is real pro wrestling. WWE isn't wrestling. You know, this is what they do. And then they go on Twitter and they ask Tony Khan, sign Dan Ausen. Sign the Great Dragon that I saw last week. And then 2 weeks later, they completely forget about him. They jump on the next bandwagon, then it's the next bandwagon, the next bandwagon. Every day, there's 500,000 of these retards telling Tony Khan, hire him, hire him, hire this guy, please. I want to see my fake stars on TV or whatever. We all know they're not real stars, but if they're appearing in the wrestling ring and they're on TV, we can pretend they made it. They're just as good as Hogan, if not better than Hogan. They're all better than Hulk. You know what I mean? So half of the fans want Tony to sign everybody, and the other half are scared. Why? Because they know that this is going to kill the company. They know that if you bring in 600 wrestlers, you're going to run out of cash no matter how rich you are. The father's going to pull the plug on this garbage. You know, unless the father and the son had an agreement. Listen, I'm obsessed with wrestling. I'm mentally unstable. I want to blow 500 million bucks and not make a dime in return just for my happiness. Maybe him and his father have an arrangement like this. Who knows? You know what I mean? But, fans, they see this. They see them bringing in a whole bunch of people. They're scared that they're going to die. They see how TNA brought in all the rejects and it led to their downfall, Okay, so what happens now is you have AEW wrestlers going on the defense. The fans have legit concerns that the company might be in trouble if they bring in all these retards. And Tony Khan ain't going to stop bringing people in. He says he's going to be diligent, but apparently they're still going to expand. They're not growing ratings wise. You don't hear about how they're growing around the world like WWE. Apparently, just bringing in a bunch of retards is what counts as expansion. Is that really like we're expanding, Cody Rhodes? In what way? Like, because you just bring people in, the roster expands, but that's about it. Not the profit. The profit don't expand. Just the expenses, because they gotta bring in another 500 worthless indie guy to look like hero. I don't know. But according to Eddie Kingston, bring them all in. Eddie Kingston says it's gonna force people to step up. Well, how do you get to step up if you never get a chance to be on television? You know what I mean? How do you get to step up for real? Like, if there's way too many people and there's no spot for anybody, how do you get a chance to prove yourself? These guys appear on TV and then you don't see them for 4 months straight. How can they step up or prove that they got it? How can you build momentum when you're never on TV? Right? And Tony Khan, like, people are assuming that he's gonna get rid of all the trash and he's gonna keep all the good people. Maybe Tony's so fucking weird that he's gonna keep the bums and get rid of the good wrestler. You never know with him. You know what I mean? We don't know what he's gonna do, So you have wrestlers on the defense against valid criticism, and Eddie Kingston signed everybody. And he's one of the guys, Eddie, that suffers. Right? People liked Eddie Kingston, that he was cutting promo. Even I was starting to like Eddie Kingston. You know, he has a thing with CM Punk, and then the next week he appears on TV. Oh, well, it's off the catering. Really? That's a promo on the television show. You're off the catering. That's what they do for Eddie Kingston. Like, he gets beat by Punk. He does a promo that he's going to catering, and then we don't see him for 2 months. And then he gets beat by Danny Garcia. And now he's fighting Jericho. Wouldn't it make sense if Kingston was on TV and you have a normal, regular build up to between Kingston and Jericho, not just some retard stuff, you know what I mean? But like, most of the wrestlers aren't on TV, most of them. So bringing in even more, like, what's the point? It's sink or swim. So maybe that's the thought process, that the cream will rise to the top. But how much money are you gonna fucking waste for the cream to rise to the top? You know, and if it's bad booking and these guys never get a chance to be on TV because there's too many people, then how the fuck does the cream get a chance to rise if they're never on television? How do they get a chance? They can't. You know what I mean? So, and apparently, based off of some stuff with what's her face, Big Swole, apparently you gotta be able to write your own shit. You know what I mean? That's one of the things she was complaining about. I disagree with that Tony Khan is racist. I don't see that. But, you know, apparently you gotta be able, according to her, you gotta be able to come up with your own shit, right? Because Tony Khan certainly don't know how to book. According to Meltzer, he's Booker of the Year, but apparently the wrestlers have to come up with their own shit. So what about the people who aren't good enough to book, right? Not every wrestler is a booker. Not every wrestler has an idea, right? WWE, you know, they don't fucking tell wrestlers to come up with their own story. And when you look at AEW, most of what you see is garbage. So are the wrestlers to blame? Maybe you do fucking need writers. Like, I understand that the fucking narrative is that WWE are like North Korea, that they had scripts. My lord, a television show has a script. This is oppressive. Because when you do movies, it's all ad lib. That it's on the fly, folks. If WWE wants you to follow a script for a million, 2 million a year, that's torture, folks. You know, if somebody gave me a script and millions of dollars, I know I'd be sad. I'd be happy, folks. You know what I mean? And so would you. We have to remember 5 lines for 5 million a year. God damn the torment you put me through, McMahon. I want to be creative. Like Jeff Hardy, I want to create my Willow character there. You know, I want to be creative like Windham. It's Windham who came up with all his stuff. No, it's WWE who came up with it, you know. WWE comes up with stuff. Sometimes it don't work, but sometimes it does. And guess what? It makes a lot of money. You know, AEW don't have that money. They don't have stuff that works. A few things sometimes is okay, but then they fuck it up, like Punk And MJF, are they wrestling? Are they not wrestling? Are they planning on stretching this out for another 6 months? In reality, people won't give a damn. All right, you had a good promo one time. Since then, that you lost the heat that you had online there because you're fucking around and wasting time. You know what I mean? Like, so maybe you do need writers. Maybe you need better booking, stuff like this. You know, so you have a whole bunch of people, they have no TV time. And not only this, but they're expected to write their own stuff. They don't have a chance to appear on TV. You gotta write your own shit. Is every wrestler supposed to be a writer there? Not every wrestler is a writer. Not every wrestler is a fucking dork that wants to have creative freedom. I want to wear makeup and I want to be dark and edgy. You know, Brock Lesnar, who am I wrestling? Thank you for my 5 million. You don't give two shits about wearing makeup. Brock Lesnar don't need to paint his fingernails black and have eyeliner and lipstick and be a demon character like everybody else to feel special. You don't need that. He goes out there, does his job. He's not a writer. He's not an artist. He's not in the nerd victim fucking community of starving artists who want to have creative input. I want to be creative. I'm the dark clown. I'm a sexy boy. I'm a good wrestler like Kenny. I've traveled around the world. Me and my vampire friends. We are very creative and dark. Brock isn't interested in having a character like this. You know what I mean? Sasha Banks, what do you want me to talk about? You want me to have a match? I'll do my job and make money. That's what Sasha Banks does. She don't need to have a goofy bullshit character or whatever. You know what I mean? Um, Cody Rhodes. He said that AEW has a bright future, folks. I mean, and the backstage atmosphere is great. There's a couple of people that don't get along. He says there's a couple people they don't get along. They argue with each other, folks. But overall, everything is perfect. Weren't they denying all of this a few months back? Remember when this story came out of EVPs arguing with each other? Kenny, Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, they all denied this shit. You know what I mean? They all denied it. And now here's Cody Rhodes. People backstage, they might argue, but you know what I mean? So 1 minute, everybody else is a liar and everything's perfect. So that shows you how full of shit these people are. They're so full of shit, AEW, it's unreal. Very dishonest. Very dishonest. You know what I mean? It's all the same. WWE hurt me. They hurt my feeling. Tony, take care of me. He give me creative freedom. He touch my penis. I mean, and then the fans go online. Oh, the wrestlers are having fun. They get to be creative. They get to have demon character. Like, fuck off. Wrestling is about making money. It's pros. You know what I mean? You want to know who had creative input? Hulk Hogan, motherfuckers, and he made billions of dollars. You know what I mean? Malachi Black, not so much there. Okay, you gave Malachi Black creative freedom and you killed Cody Rhodes in the process. And now Malachi Black, he's barely on television. He's in a random feud with Brian Pillman Jr. or whatever. Good job there. Good job with your creative freedom. You know, y'all were prepping Buddy Murphy. He was the next victim, the next freedom guy there, but he went to Japan instead or whatever. You know what I mean? Spectral MK. Cody Rhodes says that AEW has a bright future, but the garbage that AEW puts out on a regular basis says otherwise. Straight up. We've seen it happen company after company. AEW was the next big thing, you know. The New Japan expansion in the US, boy, that was going to kill McMahon. The Forbidden Door, Tony's The Forbidden Door. AEW on its own wasn't bringing in the viewership there, but they opened the Forbidden Door, folks. I mean, TNA working together with AEW. McMahon's finish. I mean, what? Kenny Omega only drew 100,000 on Impact. I mean, these are stars. This is big time. Minoru Suzuki, 65 years old. I mean, stop, folks. You're going to kill McMahon with this. I mean, Okada's going to come over, folks. They might get 925,000. Maybe Okada and Sonny Kiss going to have a 5-star match on Dynamite or something. So Meltzer can give Okada no matter as many stars as he wants there. None of them are going to beat McMahon. Meltzer, Tony Khan, Tony Khan's father's money, the propaganda websites, the what cultures, the fans, they can all get together for the next 10 years and they can try, folks. Oh, Lord, they gonna try and they're gonna fail. It is what it is because McMahon, he's a businessman. Tony Khan, he's a fucking goof. It is what it is. There's a difference. You know what I mean? There's a difference. Okada beat Will Ospreay, shaking my head, says Peter Gilmore. Peter knows about these people, Peter. And Will Ospreay, apparently, is a big deal. He's New Japan champ or whatever. How many people are talking about Will Ospreay on your timeline? 1 out of 500, you know, once a month, maybe they mention Will Ospreay. He's the new Omega, Dave Meltzer's new boy toy. Oh, he's the new best bout machine. I saw this guy, Will Ospreay versus Ricochet, right? The clip went viral, their little fucking acrobat circus routine there. Okay, the fans were talking shit about this, how over the top and phony baloney it was, how goofy it looked. And then this Will Ospreay was talking shit to Vader. You know what I mean? That's not a good look. You know what I mean? Talking shit to the veterans of the business. And this little fucking twerp is the New Japan champion. A little fucking skinny geek like this who's so full of himself. Seth Rollins, he said, oh, yeah, you're the best wrestler. Let's compare bank accounts. You know why he said that? Because wrestling is about making money. It's not about, you know, making Meltzer come in his pants for a star rating. It's about making money, right? And y'all know it. Indie fans know that. When he said the truth to this little fucking geek there, let's compare bank accounts. You think you're the best wrestler, how much money you got. Because that's what the wrestling business is about, right? And this twerp didn't draw a fraction of what Seth Rollins, the money Seth made. You know what I mean? Because he's not a big deal, right? Dave Meltzer gives him 5 stars. So New Japan, they pretty much just fucking do whatever Meltzer says. You know what I mean? Whatever is the new American reject that Meltzer is praising there. That's who New Japan is going to push. It's embarrassing. This company used to have big names back in the day before our time, way before our time. It meant something. It doesn't mean anything today. Back in the day, it was big. New Japan, not anymore. They tried to expand. In reality, it's Japanese wrestlers. 99% of wrestling fans don't give a fuck about, and it's American reject wrestlers like Lance Archer, the son of the British Bulldog, and it's people that Dave Meltzer gets behind, right? Because Meltzer gets them the American audience. If you want to be a Meltzer fan or an indie fan online, you gotta praise New Japan. It comes with the indie territory. It's part of the gimmick. Hate WWE, praise New Japan. In reality, it's a bunch of fucking dorks. And long story short, Will Ospreay ain't shit. You know what I mean? He can do a flip. Apparently, he's good or whatever. I've seen some of it. I'm interested in people that can entertain me, not people that entertain Meltzer, because Meltzer don't look at wrestling the way we're supposed to for entertainment. We're not supposed to act like big pseudo intellects. Oh, well, this match, it's only 4.5 star. That's not what wrestling is supposed to be. Like, it's retarded. Meltzer's a retard. Well, he's not a retard. He's making money, but his followers are fucking retards. Come on. Meltzer's opinion is retarded. Like, he's a historian, yes, right? He knows more than we do about wrestling. You know what I mean? He does. But his fucking star ratings and all that is retarded. The stuff he pushes is trash. I'm sorry. It's the truth. I don't give a fuck if him and Brian and his viewers, they vote. Other historians that are on his side agree with him. Good for them. WWE is better than New Japan. Suck on it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? And it's better than AEW. And AEW, just like the New Japan expansion, will fail. Okay? It's destined to fail. No matter how hard you try, it's going to fail. Daddy's money is going to keep them around longer, way longer than they probably should exist. It's going to keep them around, but at some point, it's going to fail, folks. Prototype 2.0, wrestling is dead. I agree there. I still like it, but it's not what it used to be. And in this day and age, there's no way that AEW can expand because there's no fans left or whatever, you know. So So that's about it there. Indie sucks. New Japan sucks. AEW sucks. Some people like it that don't make money. New Japan makes money there, but not that much, folks. Let's be real there. So that's about it, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the show. More live shows that come in, rants, reviews, wrestling news, ladies and gentlemen. The new era there, a new year. Like I said, I'm keeping the channel open, keeping the Wrestling Jesus group open on Facebook. But I'm done talking about this, and I'm going to let my actions speak for themselves, folks. So, Ellen Barton, AEW straight copying the Undisputed Era storyline. Yes. And they copy a whole bunch of other shit. You know what I mean? Including the business model of TNA, which is embarrassing. Tony Khan have no fucking clue what he's doing. But his father have money, folks, and Dave Meltzer likes him, so apparently he's Booker of the Year. It is what it is there. Until next time, thanks for watching, folks. Lots of content to come in, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, peace.